Hey y'all, so let's get right into it. First thing you're going to do is whatever browser you use, you want to go ahead and type in Second Life and you want to navigate to the secondlife.com site. So this is going to be what the main page looks like. Now we'll get into like the marketplace and all of that at a different time. This is going to be a multi-part series. So first things first, you're going to want to have a username. You want to fill out all of this stuff. Choose a username that you kind of sort of like. You don't want to make a username like I like poop 27543. Those are people that didn't think that they would like Second Life, but they actually do. So let's go ahead and fill this out and we'll go to the next part. So now we're here and they're wanting us to download Second Life. So if you don't have the Second Life viewer, these are the viewers that people use outside of the regular Second Life viewer. So we're going to go into Firestorm. We're not going to download the Second Life viewer. So in order to download the Firestorm viewer, you are going to need to go to your browser, type in Firestorm viewer or Second Life Firestorm viewer, and you're going to search for this link or this website. Go ahead and click it, and then you're going to scroll over to downloads. Go ahead and click that. You're going to scroll down a little bit, and then this is what you want. You want to download Firestorm viewer for Second Life. So we'll go ahead and click that. Then you'll pick your operating system, and then so if you have Windows, I have Windows, I'm just choosing Windows, but you're going to pick the one that coincides with your operating system. Then you're going to scroll down. If you have an older computer, you can test out like the older versions of Second Life. But if you have a fairly recent computer or a gaming computer or something like that, then you go ahead and click this option. You're going to go through the prompts, and at the end of the installation, it's going to ask you to open up Firestorm, and then you're going to say yes. So if by chance at the end of the Firestorm download it doesn't open up for you, you're just going to find this Firestorm icon on your desktop. You're going to double click it and it's going to open up this main page. So the information that you're going to use to log in is the same information that you use to sign up, whatever name you chose, and then your password. When you click login, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get like this terms of service thing that's going to pop up. You're going to scroll down to the bottom and just click I agree, and it'll continue logging you in. Hey y'all, welcome to Second Life. So the first thing that I want us to do is to go to the top of the screen where you see avatar, go ahead and left click, and then I want you to scroll down to preferences, left click preferences, and under the general tab we're going to change this where it says I want to access content rated. You're going to change it from general and moderate to general, moderate, adult, and then you'll go ahead and click OK. That's going to give you access to all the lands on Second Life. So in order to walk in Second Life, you're going to be using your up, down, left, right arrow keys. The up arrow key is going to let you walk forward. The down arrow key is going to turn you around and let you walk in the opposite direction. The right arrow key is going to turn you to the right, and the left arrow key is going to turn you to the left. So right now we're in the Welcome Center. The Welcome Center just has lots of nice tutorials for you to use, just quick start guides and stuff like that. But I'm going to be helping you, so we're not really going to need to look at any of this. So what is Second Life? Second Life is a virtual world that you can only access via a PC or a laptop. Now, do they have a mobile app? Yes, but I don't feel like you'll get any type of true Second Life experience via the phone, so I would not recommend it. Unlike games like The Sims, 5M, IMVU, Second Life does not have any type of premise or goal. There are no objectives. It's simply a virtual world that you can live and create in. Just about anything that you can do in real life, you can do it in Second Life, and if it does not exist, you can be the first to make it exist by creating it. So this tutorial will be in multiple parts, so it's a bit of a mini series, if you will. So let's get into some controls and toolbar buttons. So it's a lot going on your screen, indeed. So these are called your toolbar buttons. These are just quick keys. This is your home button. This is your back button if you want to go back to the previous place that you were at, and then they also have a forward key if you wanted to go to some place that you've been before. This is your Linden balance. Second Life runs off of Lindens. Right now I don't have nothing. I'm broke, y'all. I ain't got no money. So let's get into the toolbar buttons really quickly. So when you log in Second Life, you'll already have toolbar buttons here. If for any chance you don't like all these toolbar buttons or you don't want them, in order to access the rest of the toolbar buttons, you're going to go ahead and right click a random toolbar button. You're just going to hover over and right click. Then you're going to go to toolbar buttons, and these are going to be all the different toolbar buttons that you can choose from. Now these toolbar buttons represent a lot of these quick keys for these options up here. So if you actually see a toolbar button that that you want on your screen, you're going to hover over the toolbar button that you want. You're going to left click and hold, and then you're going to go ahead and drag it to your designated spot. So the highlighted parts are the areas where you can drag the toolbar buttons to. So once you find a place that you want, you're going to go ahead and hover over that area, and then you're going to just release the left click. Then the toolbar button is going to be here. If you decide for whatever reason you don't want that toolbar button, you're going to right click, you're going to go ahead and say, you're going to left click and say remove this button, and it's going to go back into the toolbar button shelf, if you will. So one of the toolbar buttons that you're probably going to be using is going to be this eye. It just helps your camera move around when you're standing still. This is good for pictures, so you can angle it and do things like that. Move it here, move it there. This is gonna pan you out or zoom you out. This zooms you in, gives you lots of different things. So over here, these are your preset views. So in Second Life, the default view is gonna be the rear view, but they also have a side view, and then they have a front view. But everybody who comes into Second Life, the default view is going to be the rear view. So this button right here is your object view button, and to use it, you're gonna find something that you wanna look at closer. You're gonna left click on that option. It's gonna set your camera to look at that. And then on your mouse, you're either gonna scroll in to get closer or scroll out to back off of it. Or if you're using a laptop, you're gonna press your arrow up key and it'll bring you in closer. Your arrow down key will take you back from it. So this button right here is your mouse view button. So it just gives you a different angle. A lot of times when you're on like rides and stuff in Second Life, they'll put you in mouse look view just so that you don't see your avatar and you can look at things that are going on around the ride a little bit better. There are people that record in this view. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how to. When you want to come out of this view, there are two ways. So you can click the escape key and it'll bring you back out of mouse look view. Or if you are on using a mouse that has a scroll wheel, you're going to scroll down and it's going to take you out of mouse look view. So this button right here is your reset view button. So say if you scrolled around like this and then you said, okay, it's like this, but I don't want to walk like this. I don't want to be like this. You can either click escape, or if you are like this and you got this going on, you can click this reset button. That's going to put you back to your default view. So this button right here is just like any kind of questions or concerns that you have. They'll direct you to the wiki page, and you can just look up the information that they have there. I've never used that, but they have it, so we're gonna go over it. Another cool feature that they do have is the position button. So within Second Life, you can set your camera to suit you better. So like say if you wanted a view like this and then a view like that, and then you wanted to do something like this, they have different ways that you can set things to be specifically for you. When you're ready to save it and you're fine with how everything's look, you can pan in, zoom out. When you're fine with how everything looks, you can either save the preset here, or you can click save the preset here. You're gonna get the same things. So you would type in whatever you want this preset to be named, and then you can save it. Or if you already have presets saved, which 9 times out of 10 you won't, because I have another Second Life account, they're showing me like all the presets that I made with the Chi-Town Second Life account. That's why these presets are here. So if you don't have any presets, of course, you just save it and then click save, and then it'll be, where will it be? It'll be right up in here where you can click use presets, and then all of the presets that you made will be there. So when I'm lazy, I sometimes will use this walk, run, fly key, and it just is a way for you to not have to click the actual keys on the keyboard. You're going to be left clicking and just hold the left click down, and it'll let you walk in different directions and things like that. It's a little wonky in the beginning because you kind of got to get used to using the keys, but once you get used to using them, it's not really difficult to maneuver, in my opinion. So right now we are walking. This is the default. If for any reason you wanted to run, you would click the run icon. You can either use your arrow keys on your keyboard to run, or you can use the walk, run, fly button to run. So you also have the option to fly. Now you can't fly on all lands, but you can fly on this land. So when you start flying, you could either use this arrow key or this arrow key to bring you up and bring you down, but you can also on your keyboard use the page up and page down arrow, and it does the same thing. The arrows up, down, left, and right are going to take you in those directions to fly. And when you want to stop flying, you could either click the stop flying button, or you can use the page down button all the way until you get to the ground, and then you'll automatically stop flying. So another toolbar button that you'll probably use quite often is going to be this like little shutter right here. These are called the photo tools. Now the photo tools that I use them mostly for the lighting. So when you come to Second Life, you're automatically going to be in the shared environment. Now each land does have its own shared environment, although there are some shared environments that do go by Second Life lighting, and so that means if everybody's in the shared environment, everybody sees the same thing. So for instance, right now we're in the shared environment, so if everybody around us is in the shared environment, this is what everyone sees. But they do have different preset environments as well that you can choose from. So these are some kind of quick set presets for the shared environment, but they also have like sky right here, and if you scroll down, they give you a bunch of different presets that you can choose from. For me, when I want to just see everything, Starly Settings is my go-to. It's gonna brighten up everything, and it's gonna let you see everything that you need to see. If you're not really trying to do that, then you would just go with whatever shared environment they have. And the shared environment is, in my opinion, it's a lot of times it's gonna look better than the Starly Settings, but Starly Settings is just for if you want to see something, if you just want to see everything quickly. Then they also have it where you can create your own lighting, where it'll just be you'll be the only one that can see that lighting, and that'll just be just for you, which is cool. So then they have all these different tabs. I implore you to go through these tabs on your own, just so that you can see what everything does. This cam view is something that I use quite a bit as well, and the cam smoothing is what I use for the videos as well as the zoom speed. So what cam smoothing and zoom speed does, cam smoothing allows the camera to move smoother so that it's not so rigid, and so with zoom speed, what that does is it makes it where you dictate how fast the camera zooms in or how fast the camera zooms out. It's just for a smoother transition when you're looking at things. So there's so many different things within the toolbar buttons, so I absolutely implore you to go through the toolbar buttons and just really look and see what they do and whether or not you actually want them on your screen. So when it comes to using your mouse, your right clicker and your left clicker are gonna do different things. So let's go ahead and look at this chair. So right now the chair has an option where you can just sit on it, but we're not gonna just sit on it right away. So we're gonna click the right clicker and it's gonna give you these options where you can sit here. So what you'll do is you'll hover over the sit option and then you'll left click and it'll help you sit. Then you have these different options. Your left clicker is gonna help you choose whichever option that you want. You can left click on all these different options and then it's gonna put you in different positions. This adjust button, you're gonna left click on the adjust button and it'll just adjust you if you need to go up, down, left, right, you get the gist. And so when you want to stand, you're going to go ahead and just click this stand button. So if you wanted to just sit on it because you see the chair, this chair lets you know that you can just sit down. You don't have to right click and sit, you can just sit. In order to do that, you're just going to use your left clicker, just click, and then it'll sit you down. Now they give you different options. Again, you can stand if you want to stand, and that's how you sit down and stand and choose things. So whatever button you use on your mouse, because I know you can switch it between the right and the left, whatever button you use on your mouse to kind of like choose things, that's the same button that you're going to use in Second Life. So now let's talk about people, friends, and chatting. So when you want to know like who's around you, you can click on this little people tab right here and your toolbar buttons. You're going to left click, and in the nearby it shows you everybody that's nearby you. Now everybody in Second Life has a profile, so if it's somebody that you see that you want to look at their profile, or you just want to be nosy or whatever, you can right click, you can like hover over their name, right click, and then you'll be able to have all of these different options in order to interact with them. One of the main things that a lot of people do is they'll view somebody's profile. So you'll left click on view profile. It'll tell you everything about that person. Everybody in Second Life has a profile, regardless of how new or old you are. Everybody has a profile. So in the profile, they have different tabs that tell you different things. If they want to write an about, they'll put something in the about. These are the different groups. They can have it where you can see their groups or where you can't see their groups. Is up to them. So if you have any friends, your friends will show up in this friends tab. Again, with the people, the nearby, it lets you know how many people are on the land and where they're at and like how you can see them and stuff like that. Now if you wanted to double click on this name, it'll take you to that person and you can actually look at that person. I don't do that because a lot of times people have things set where they can tell when people are looking at them, and they don't really like that. It's the equivalent of staring. So under your friends list, if you have any friends and your friends are online, they'll show up here. If your friends are offline, they'll show up here. So my only friend right now is Shy. So with Shy, if I wanted to have a private message with her, because there are two ways to chat in Second Life. So when you have a friend, or if you see somebody that you want to talk to, you can always right click on their name and just send them a private message. Don't call them. People don't like that either, just like right away. That's a little, don't do that. So as a friend, I can private message Shy, and I can send her messages. I could type her messages in here. They also give you emojis that you can choose from and stuff like that. And so, do they show you the emojis yet? So you got emojis that you can choose from and stuff like that, and then you would just send a message. This is a message that only she would see. In nearby chat, anything that you type in nearby chat and press enter, everybody in the vicinity of you can see it. I think it goes to like 30 meters or something like that, where anybody within 30 meters can see it. So if I typed in hi, she would be able to see that I said hi. They're either going to respond or they're not going to respond. Sometimes people don't be paying attention. They just don't know that you're talking to them. So you also have a profile. In order to access your own profile, you either right click on your name and go to profile, or just right click anywhere on your body and go to profile. So this is your profile. You can type whatever you want to type in here, and then you'll go ahead and click save, and that'll be there. Now you can show your group, so you cannot show your group, just like you can show what you write in your description, or you cannot show your description. So like for right now, in order to tell whether or not you have your group shown, a lot of times this will be a certain color. When it's a lighter color, that means that your groups are showing. So right now my groups are not showing. And another way to check that is you can go into the actual group profile, and it'll show you right here. I unchecked show in my profile, which means it's not showing in my profile. But then when I click this, and you see the slash in the eye, when I go back to the profile, it'll say, okay, so I am showing it in my profile now because now it's checked. So you do get to dictate and choose. So these are all different tabs that you can have when you're friends with somebody. I don't know if it's when you're not friends with somebody too, but I know for sure when you're friends with somebody, you can type notes in, and only you can see those notes about that person if you need to refer back or just kind of refresh your memory on who that person is or how you met them and things like that. So another way that people figure out where to go in Second Life is by using the search web page. So you can access it by either this toolbar button, but also up here. So right now we're at access. I came here because I knew that there would be people here. So say like if you wanted to go to like a park or something like that, you would type in park, and it'll show you all the different parks. They have like a different overview of the parks, but also if you typed in places, it'll show you all the different park options here too. It'll tell you the ratings and stuff like that, and just a little bit of the about each thing. So right now we're at access, and if you look, it'll show you that this is access, and then you'll go ahead and teleport. You can click do not show me again, and in the future it'll just automatically teleport you. I like to keep that as a feature because sometimes you'll accidentally teleport yourself someplace, and the last thing you want to do is be naked teleport someplace. That ain't what you want to do. So when you come across a place that you feel like you're going to want to come back to, that's going to be a place where you're going to want to landmark it. So in order to landmark places, you have multiple different ways to landmark a place. You can do world landmark this place. You can use your landmark toolbar and you can landmark the place, or you can go ahead and left click the star and it'll give you the option to landmark. Now you can either make it a landmark that will show up in your inventory right here under landmarks, or you can make it a favorite and it'll show up on your favorites bar here. If it's on your favorites bar, it's not going to be in your inventory, it's just going to be on your favorites bar. So like right here, you see it right here in the inventory under landmarks, but then if I click it and say favorites bar and I say okay for favorites bar, it's going to take it out of the landmarks and it's just going to have it here at your favorites bar. So if for whatever reason you say, you know what, I don't want this landmark anymore, if it's at your favorites bar, you're going to right click and go ahead and delete it. If it's in your inventory, you also can go into your inventory, hover over the landmark you don't want, right click, and then you're going to go to delete. And if you actually are at the location where you don't want the landmark anymore, you can go ahead and hover over the star that you have there, and you're going to left click, and then they'll have like a little drawer for you to choose from. Click that up arrow, and then you're going to go ahead and click delete. So you have multiple ways to delete as well as add landmarks. Now, many of the places in Second Life do have monthly events, and because of that, you're gonna want to join their group so that you can stay in the know with things that are going on, as well as just different community-based locations and places that have different events. So in order to join a group, you're gonna have to find their group joiners. Sometimes when you come to Atlanta, you drop down on the land, they'll have a nearby chat. They'll tell you how to join the group. A lot of times they'll have like a group joiner board, or they might have something like this. So this is the group joiner. So it's like you see people, and it's a plus sign. It's like add yourself to these people. So what you're gonna do is you'll just left click it, and 9 times out of 10 it'll give you prompts. Sometimes it'll just send you the group, but it'll give you prompts in local chat or nearby chat where you can figure out, they'll tell you how to access the group. So you see this is highlighted, so you're gonna go ahead and left click that. This group is free. Sometimes groups cost. If they cost, you're gonna go ahead, if you have the Lindens up here, you'll go ahead and pay. So like if a group is 10 Lindens, it'll say to join, it's 10 Lindens here. If you want to join, you'll click join, and then the 10 Lindens will be deducted from the Lindens that you have. If you don't have no Lindens and it's a 10 Linden group join, guess what? You can't join it. You can't join it. So go ahead and click join here, and then what happens is they give you a tag. And so anytime it's anything going on with this group or anybody has questions, you'll get an instant message. It'll pop up like up here 9 times out of 10, unless you have it popping up someplace else via you just went into preferences to get fancy. And so this is where you'll get like all the group information and stuff like that. If you decide that you don't want to be in that group anymore, you can go to the people tab, because you do have a certain amount of groups that you can join. So when you have the free version, these are the amount of groups that you can join. So it'll let you know you can join 50 groups and you have 48 remaining because you're in 2 groups already. So if you find a group that you don't want to be in anymore, you also have different features here where you can say, okay, this is the group notices, and you can go, it'll just take you directly to the group notices and just shows you all the different group notices. You left click, get the attachments, blah blah blah. If you decide you don't want to be in a group anymore, you will right click on it and you can leave it from here, or you can use this box. You're going to left click there and you can leave it from there. If you decide you don't want any group titles over your head, you're gonna hover over none and you're gonna left click it, then you're gonna right click, and then you're going to go ahead and left click and click activate, and it's gonna take any group title away. So when you first come to Second Life, you don't have a home yet. You're homeless, Bookie. And you can't just set your home to anywhere. If you try to, like by going to World, set home to here, you'll get this message. You can only set your home location on your LAN or at a mainland info hub. So I did go and find a mainland info hub for you guys to set your home to. I'm gonna leave the link in the description box. So this is the info hub that I found that you can set your home to. Yes, I know it doesn't look snazzy at all. It looks very dated. These are the type of places that people go to and be like, Second Life is old. It's like, yeah, because you're going to someplace like here. So what you're going to do is you can go to World and you can set your home to here, and it'll let you know that your home position is set. So whenever you log into Second Life, as long as you have it set for you to log in home, it's going to bring you to whatever space you decide to set your home to at this info hub. So regardless of where you decide to venture off to, once you click your home button, it's going to take you right back home to where you set your home to. So now we're on the secondlife.com website. So we're going to need to log in so that we can get past this page. Your login information is going to be the same login information that you use to log into the virtual world. That's also going to be the same login information that you're going to use for Marketplace. So this is your dashboard on the secondlife.com site. All these tabs have different things that you can access. If you live in a different country, your currency is going to be different. Second Life deals with Lindens. However, the currency outside of Lindens is going to be US dollars. So I think they have a way where they're gonna just like transfer things over so that it makes more sense to you as far as like your currency. I don't know. Don't give me the line. Maybe you want to chat GPT or Google it. I don't know. I do apologize for that lack of information. So it also gives you like your friends and all of that stuff. So you scroll down, like you can kind of just play around with it. They have different upcoming events and they'll let you know like what's going on and the times and stuff like that if you want to check those things out. So in the what's next tab, it just gives you lots of different information that you can just go over at your leisure. Now see this little avatar thing that I thought they was gonna have us pick, but they ain't had it. They ain't give me that option. So then if you go to world map, it just gives you an overview of Second Life. As you can see, it's very vast. It goes on and on and on and on and on. These are all the different places in Second Life that you can go to. So go ahead and hit the back button, and then they have shopping, buying land and stuff like that. We're not there yet, so we're not gonna to do that in this video with the community. It just gives you different groups that you can join, different events that they have going on and stuff like that. Feel free to just like toggle through all of this stuff. They also have a destinations tab, and in the destinations tab, they also have a destinations toolbar. It'll just show you all the different things that they have going on. These are all the different like destination genres or categories that you can look at, and it'll just show you different places that you can go to within Second Life. This is by far not even close to the amount of places that they have in Second Life, but it just gives you a nice little overview. It tells you a little bit about the land, how many people are on the land, the rating on the land, and it'll give you an option to teleport to it or not. Now you can toggle your ratings, but we want to keep it on general, moderate, and adult, just so that we'll get access to everything. So let's go ahead and head over to Marketplace. So Second Life Marketplace, this is just a place where you buy stuff. So anything that you would want, clothes, shoes, animals, houses, and stuff like that, you can get here. They also have like these quick categories that you could just click into, and then they'll give you different options. A lot of these places have stores Inworld, but you can like click on just like a random one, and then you'll scroll down. It'll give you information about it and stuff like that. And when they give you the option to see it in Second Life, that's just letting you know that they do have a physical store. So that's something that I really do love about Marketplace. Now, in order to purchase these things, you're going to have Lindens in your account, and in order to have Lindens in your account, you are going to have to put your billing information on file. Now, they do have different types of billing information that you can go through, like credit card, PayPal, and some other things. So you're going to look at that at your leisure. So the amount of Lindens that you're going to need is going to be based off of the type of customization that you want to do in your Second Life. Now, I don't know if it's because I don't have any billing information on file, but they normally have like a second window that is for the Linden exchange, and I'm not reading this. It's probably telling me why it's not up there, but anywho, the Linden exchange basically gives you a way to get more. You can get the Lindens for cheaper, but it might take like 10 minutes for it to get to you, as opposed this way it's very instant. So when you're first starting out, if you want to just like do basic and being real basic customization, you might probably end up spending like a high $40-50 starting out. Now, as this one lady said before, she said Second Life may be expensive to start, but the upkeep is not. So once you got it, you got it. So like this will let you know, like, okay, well, if you want 4,800 Lindens in US dollars, that's going to be $18.40. They're going to charge a transaction fee, so this is how much you'll end up spending. Now with the Linden exchange, you'll be able to get it for a little bit cheaper, but it might take about 10 minutes for it to get there. But that's virtually how Lindens work, and this money gets transferred over and it goes into your account Inworld. So on the Second Life side of Facebook, they do have lots of Second Life groups that you can join that'll give you like access to different clothes and stuff like that. They'll give you the link so that you can find these places in World. It's the weekend sale going on, so all these items are at a discounted price. You can just join different groups. Pretty much anything that you search in Facebook, if you follow it by Second Life or put Second Life first, something will come up and you can join the groups. It'll tell you about parties and different things like that, depending on the different genres that you want to look at and everything like that. So in World, there are a couple groups that I would suggest that you join. One of them is going to be the Nature Collective. They have a lot of nice things that go on throughout the Second Life community, and you'll get all those notifications in the Nature Collective group. You would just go to their land, and they might have a Facebook page, and you can just join that, and they'll give you all different types of information, as well as DJ Benji group. Join his group, honey. The hottest, in my opinion, the hottest and best DJ in Second Life, in my personal opinion. Another group that I did join is a sorority group, and it's called, it's Alpha Sigma Omega. I don't know. I'm gonna put the name up on the screen. It's a group that Shy is joined in, and they have some really nice parties as well. So more times than not, if you go to a party, you'll get friended by a DJ. Now, those are the only people that I accept the friendship request from, and they don't have to say nothing to me because I want to get invited to the parties. So if a DJ friends you and you like their music, go ahead and accept their friendship so that you can get invited to the parties. Y'all, so my son is loud as ever, so please excuse him. But look how much we went over today, y'all. So in the next video, we'll be going over quite a bit. We'll get into mesh heads and bodies and lots of good customization options and much more. So I'll see you guys then.